good.
We have decided that our hot siblings are in need of our love and good counsel. We have waited far too long to return home and heal the wound that has kept our race apart these many centuries. When we arrive in the Serpentis constellation, we will greet our hot brethren with warm hugs of affection, which, I am sure, shall be returned in kind. This is an ominous portent. We must consult our spirit guides before proceeding. Unfortunate dear, we will have to return home to do this properly. Thank you for your concern.
We engage.
I must warn you, Captain. How much fuel do you wish to purchase?
wimp, worm, wimp, dodo, wimp, twit, worm, wimp, jerk, dummy, idiot, worm, dummy, dodo, jerk, twit, fool, dodo, loser, moron, worm, fool, moron, twit, moron, idiot, dummy, worm.
Goodbye! Hello, human! We are warm and fuzzy with the news of your return. What wisdom do you seek today? Goodbye! Before we proceed, Captain, I must speak. Many of my people have not been sleeping well these past few nights. In fact, I myself did not sleep well last night. Well, actually, I slept okay in the first part of the night and then had a little trouble later on, and maybe halfway through, until I got up and had something to eat. Anyway, the reason we are not sleeping is because of a dream. Yes, a dream. We have seen that in the center of this region of space, near stars that form the shape of a cup, and are in a constellation that begins with the letter C and ends with the letter S, and whose letters we range spell asterisk. Two great armadas fight, one of black ships, the other of green. Our dream tells us that if the black ships should win this fight, they will destroy all life in this region. Captain, they are winning now! If there is anything you can do to stop them, you must do it, please! Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Captain, we've been expecting you, of course. In fact, you're here because we wished you to be here. By channeling our psychic energies through a trans-dimensional flux inducer, we were able to affect the low-frequency stream of a soul particle such as yourself and direct its course. The only thing is, we can't remember why we brought you here. Not at all. We are, after all, a fascinating species. Of course, modesty prevents me from talking at length, although perhaps if you were to ask me specific questions, propriety might be better served. Yes, you are right. I should be careful not to overwhelm you with my psychic intensities. Perhaps we could talk about something less overwhelming, albeit less interesting. Farewell, kind human. Return soon. Since you are our friends, our good friends, we want to give you a gift. Several Becunk Fury starships, fully crewed. If you return in a year's time, perhaps we will be able to give you some more. Farewell, kind human. Return soon!
Greetings, fellow carbon creatures. May your roots always be well watered. I am Captain Ala Lala. We come in peace. Our starship is called the Tender Shoot. We are the Supox Utricularia from Earth. Oh yes, we apologize for the confusion. Our home world is also called Earth, or more properly, Fleck, which means perfectly good and nutritious dirt. Earth is pretty close, is it not? We learn and we adapt. We are symbionts. Our first step in making friends is always to copy them. This is our idiom. Our kind evolved on a beautiful planet, orbiting the wonderfully green-hued star Roots. From the canopy of the great jungle to the shores of the azure sea, our species has flowered and grown well. Early in our evolution, we adapted to exist in symbiosis with other hardier life, both flora and fauna, who supplied us with nutrients, while we supplied them with reproductive assistance. Yes, this has been confirmed by our people as well. Strange, is it not? Many of our people regard this inconsistency as proof of our divine origin. We share this region of space with the Utwig, the wearers of masks. We have a strong cultural bond with the Utwig. They have been the foundation around which we have grown our starfaring culture. We are not only allies, but we are also friends. You should go meet with them. They could use some excitement. You see, they are a little depressed and morose right now. Usually they are most festive and fun. They broke their Ultron. The Druge, the cruel, salad trading race who sold the device to the Utwig, called the device the Ultron, and claimed that it would give the Utwig superpowers. Unfortunately, the Utwig believed the Druge and bought the Ultron. However, the device did make the Utwig very happy. Of course, we didn't tell them what we really thought of the Ultron. That they were vapid fools to buy a piece of junk for a planet's ransom. We went along with the falsehood, and in doing so showed our own stupidity. Then, one sad day a few years ago, the Utwig Proctor dropped the Ultron during a particularly energetic and festive ritual. Now the Utwig are morose and depressed. They feel they cannot ever achieve greatness because they lost the powers of the Ultron. They even gave the broken device to us, saying that they couldn't stand the sight of it anymore. We are worried that the Utwig are so depressed that they may use their ultimate weapon. Here, you take the Ultron. Maybe you can do something with it. We thought that if we could get the Ultron working again, it would cheer them up. So, we tried to figure out how to fix the darn thing, or at least get some of the flashing bits working again. But for all the Druge's falsehoods, the Ultron is some kind of artifact, and we could not synthesize the necessary replacement parts. Perhaps on your journeys, you will find the elements necessary to repair the Ultron. Then you could give it to the Utwig, and maybe they wouldn't be so depressed.
I suppose as a courtesy I should extend an appropriate greeting. On behalf of the Utwig Proctors, I truly hope for your sake that your day has been better than ours, although this really isn't saying that much. What good would that do? I mean, why should we? We agonized for hours, wondering if it was a cruel twist of fate or simply a serious case of butterfingery. The lifetimes that have been spent in the pursuit of the elusive answer to this deceptively simple question has driven many of us down the dark road of self-destruction. Indeed, even as these words strike the ears of any who care to listen, the real question is, does it matter? I cannot say. I wallow in a quandary, unable to determine what better atones for my part of the great sin. Should I engage in slow and painful self-termination? Should I commit myself to a long life of painful self-flagellation? Should I throw myself with enthusiastic verve at the problem of collective annihilation? I do not know. Even now, my mind writhes in anguish of indecision, lest the outcome be inadequate. All right, I'll try, but you know, it really doesn't matter. After all, we have a famous Utwig saying, when one loses the reason for existence, one tends to get less motivated. This goes hand in hand with the painfully appropriate credo, "We broke it, so we are paying for it." Of course, this isn't really accurate. The situation is so much more hideous. Imagine, if you can, holding within your hands the answer, only to have it taunt you with its former potential. Ah, cruel irony. The loss of the Ultron grieves us all. We know nothing of this species that you mentioned. However, while we are on the subject of evil and powerful species, we have encountered a particularly gruesome race that seemed to come from the direction of Arcturus. When we hailed them, they responded with mighty weapons that sent our delegation to their deaths. Lucky fools. The aliens' dark, crusty battleships are capable of guiding spinning mines into almost any location, and should an enemy get too close, a fiery corona emerges to inflict fearsome damage. In our skirmishes with the race who called themselves the Core we found that by using our own shielding capability, we could sweep through the mines, absorb the corona, and then get close enough to the dark ships to give a lick of our own. In truth, however, they are very powerful and ruthless. When the Core started to press toward our home world, we thought that our deserved punishment was being administered. But then, a mystery? They suddenly became disinterested and veered away. Bah, confounding frustration. With the Ultron, I could speak knowledgeably on this subject. To have this quality torn from our grasp emphasizes how meaningless our existence really is. This lack of meaning is what drives my species to the serious contemplation of a quick end. As do we. Go now with neither malice nor joy.
Look out! Boy, what a close call! Captain, why did you try to run down that keel Varese vessel? You almost smashed it into flinders. What? You didn't see it? Surely you... Oh, never mind. Now, what can we do for you today?
Just go away. Leave us to ponder our grief. Yeah, should I set my gaze upon such a sight, I might suffer sleepless nights for years on end. It is a symbol of the collective Utwig failure. It is our ultimate tragedy. Every divot, every crack on its surface is etched forever in my soul. Remove it from my sight, lest I purge my... Hey! That is not the devastated Ultron. It is the image of the Ultron before A trick? A trick? Oh, I had no idea that any species could sink so low. How dare you try to manipulate me with that cheap stage prop? Why, it's not even... Hey! Wait a second! It looks like... Can it be? Yes! It is! A miracle! Oh, happy day! Joyous occasion! You have our eternal thanks, good Captain. You will be immortalized as the blessed figure that delivered unto us our future. We will revere your very likeness. Let me take the Ultron. Yes, I feel the link, the knowledge, and the power. It seems that there is much to do. Indeed, it seems that you should proceed to the second moon of the sixth planet of Zeta Hyades and take what you find there. We no longer have need for it, but the Ultron reveals that you will. I thank you for your part in the grand scheme. We now recover that which is ours via destiny and proceed to perform our essential service for the universe. It is too late. Oh, it is the legendary Earth Captain. A grand celebration is in order. We prepare now for the festivities. Many will bow before you and offer their profuse thanks. Proceed now to our main spaceport and then on to the parade. The 2-week celebration of great thanks will begin. Joy? What? You're too busy? Alas, perhaps another time. A reasonable request. Give us a second while we consult the ultimate. Just so. The Ultron has hummed its ascent. Take possession of 4 of our Juggercraft this instant.
We come in peace.
Fancy meeting you here, Captain. We, the appointed representatives of the Crimson Corporation, merely come to obtain the fair and reasonable payment for our goods. We traveled to this region of space years ago to sell the useless Ultron device to the bootleg. We knew even then of the weapon on the surface below us. This was to be our price. But the Ur-Quan used a clever ploy to cheat us. I had convinced the morose Ur-Quan fools that the Ultron was the answer to all of their pitiful dreams. Powers? The Proctor's line. Will it give us the powers we crave? I assured them that, yes, the Ultron would give them the second sight. The Ultron would allow them to see into the past and the future. The Ultron would slowly imbue each of them unique secret powers of great significance. The Ultron would ensure that their race's huge potential for greatness would be fulfilled. Then a mistake was made. Enough foolishness. We will take the precursor device from the surface and then leave. Thereafter, I may see fit to bequeath the entire planet to you, Captain, for your invaluable services in the past, provided you... Liar! It is we who are the genuine owners, not you, Captain. Those many years ago, when we offered the Ultron to the Ur-Quan, how they capered and laughed at their good fortune. Fools. Then they begged to hold the device, just for a moment. To close the deal, I permitted this. A grievous mistake. The moment the High Proctor touched the Ultron, her body arched and her eyes rolled back in her head. She began to babble meaningless phrases and howl like a beast. We had expected the Ur-Quan to fall for our sell, to buy the useless device, but never with such gusto. Their self-doubt and lack of clear reason left them vulnerable to our every manipulation. But then, the Proctor's body relaxed, and her eyes slowly closed. When they reopened, her visual orbs shone with a wild and frightening light. This is all we could have dreamed of, and more, she intoned. And now, Drew, as to your price. I opened my mouth to speak, but before I could utter a word, the Proctor interrupted. Wait! The Ultron feeds your thoughts directly to me. Do not speak. I know what you desire. What could I say? That the Ultron was a farce and could do no such thing? I was stunned and silent. The Proctor continued. You proved that the Crimson Corporation desire an object of great antiquity, something of secret function and value. Very well, it shall be done. And with that, we were led to a small vault. The Proctor ceremoniously opened the door of the vault and explained that because we had been of such great service, all of the treasures within were now ours. Inside we found a hodgepodge of ancient and useless artifacts, a glowing rod, an absurd trident, and more such junk. I could see no way to salvage the disastrous situation at that time. But when I heard of you, your travels, and your foolish quest for freedom, I realized that you could be the agent of our justice. And lo, it is so. You have heard our justification. It is valid and unassailable. Now go, and do not return. No, you will not. We know your soul, young Captain. It is no brighter than ours. We acknowledge our greed. We revel in it. You are the dishonest one, hiding your shame in shadows. You fabricate justifications, rationales. In the end, we are just the same. But now you stand in our way. You will not be moved. Therefore, we will add your true name to our ledger of hatred. But first, die, child, die!